Welcome back. So we will continue with data definition language, and in the last session we have seen the create table statement and how to create constraints when you create a table. Today we will see the other two DDS statements, the drop and alter statements, and the first one of them is the drop statement. The drop statement is used to drop named schema elements like tables, domains, constraints, etc. So you can use the drop statement to drop a table, drop a schema, drop some domains, drop some constraints, and so on. And we will see the syntax for dropping a table and dropping a schema. Syntax is very simple. You have to use drop table and then angular bracket means non-terminal symbol. So that means the table name should be given here. Similarly, you can drop the database itself by specifying drop schema or drop database and then name of the database or name of the schema. Example for that is drop table student. This will drop the table completely. And the next DDS statement is the alter statement. This alter statement is used to modify named schema elements. So you have already created a table or you have already created some constraints, etc. So you want to modify the structure of that, and you can use the alter statement. Some changes like add or drop columns. Suppose I have created a table. I want to add more columns into the table which has been already created, and some rows are already there in the table. Without dropping the table, I want to add an extra column to the table. You can do that with the alter statement. Similarly, drop column. I have a table and I want to drop some columns, only one particular column. Then you can use the alter statement. Other changes that you can make with the alter statement is to change a column definition. You can include new constraint to an already existing table. We can add or drop column constraints. You can include more constraint to a table. You can remove the constraints which are already specified in a column. Okay, so we will be giving some examples for this alter statements. How do we add a column into an already existing table? Syntax goes like this: alter table, name of the table, add column name, new column name, and a column type. So you have to give a name here for the table for which the alteration has to be made, and then add keyword followed by the new column name, and every column in SQL should have a type. So type should be specified immediately after the name. This is a syntax for altering a table by adding an extra column. Here we don't use any default clause after this column type. Then the new attributes will have null values in all the two. So as I said already, we have created the table and I have inserted 100 rows into the table. Now I want to add a new column. What will be the values in the new column for these 100 rows? If you don't specify a default here, all the rows will have a null value for that column. Okay, so if you want some value, particular value there, then you can specify a default clause here. Okay. An example for adding a column goes like this: alter table student, add gender. Gender is the new column and the type of that column is char1. Okay, so this is how you will be adding a new column to an already existing table. Next alteration is dropping a column. Suppose you want to drop a column which is already there in a table. Syntax for that goes like this: alter table, name of the table. Instead of add, you have to use the word drop, then use the word column, then column name. Notice the change here. You don't have to specify the type here because you are just dropping the table column. So just give the column name. An example for that is on alter table student, drop column gender. This will remove the column gender from the table. Next we will see another use of alter statement, dropping a constraint. I have specified a constraint and there is a way to specify names for constraint. And if you have given a name for a constraint, you can drop that constraint from the table. Syntax is like this: alter table, table name, drop constraint, constraint name. So you can use a drop statement to drop a constraint. The syntax goes like this: alter table student, drop constraint, mark check. Imagine this is a constraint that I have created while creating the table, and now I don't want that constraint. I don't want to check whether the marks is between a particular range. So in that case, you can drop that constraint. All the other constraints remains intact for the table. You will be dropping only this. Okay, so this is how you will be dropping an already existing constraint from a table. So these are some of the examples with which you can alter the table which is already created. There are some other things also that you can do with alter table, but this is enough for the understanding of what actually altered. So with this, the data definition language part is over, and in the next session we will see data manipulation language, DML. So see you in the next session.